Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about Deni Avdija signing that 4-year, $55 million extension. We're doing the first video out of the new studio we built, the Stewie Griff, Stewie Griff. I'm sorry, guys, I'm done. But either way, I want to talk about the fact that Deni Avdija, 4 years, $55 million. Oh, baby, that is a great value. Just under $12 million a year they're going to be paying him. And this just shows the type of player Deni is. Loyal. He's got a lot of loyalty. B, he's a guy that definitely, wanted to stay somewhere, wanted to continue to be somewhere where he knew he could grow. And why not stay with a team that's rebuilding? And this also shows that the new regime, Will Dawkins, Michael Winger and the boys, and Wes Unseld, even though Wes Unseld's still part of the old regime, but, the front office, believe in Deni Avdija long term to keep him around. And I'm so glad that that's how this organization feels, because you guys know I've been a huge fan of Deni since he came into the NBA. I believe that he could be a guy that can be the secondary playmaker. I mean, really, right now, I felt like he was a guy when he came into, Franz Wagner is a bit better than what I thought Deni could be, but kind of what Franz Wagner does for the Orlando Magic, who's a team that is one of my favorite teams. You guys know I'm an Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards, Minnesota Timberwolves fan. Yes, somebody's going to be like, damn, you're a masochist of, in terms of NBA fanhood. Yes, I like bad teams. Either way, it's because I was born in Minnesota, then I lived in Central Florida, in like Eustis, Greater Orlando. And then I lived in Maryland, Baltimore, and went to college in Kansas. And now I go to grad school in Miami and live in Miami. But Deni Avdija is this massive point forward at 6'9" who can also play the wing. And he's got this great instincts as a secondary playmaker and creator for others. Solid ball handler. Like, he's a really good, ball handler for the forward position, like almost like guard-like. And he's very quick, agility off the charts, and he can run the pick and roll. I mean, he's one of those guys who never takes a play off. He's a coach's dream, like super coachable, and he's got this super clean jumper, and it looks legit, but it's not landing. So once the jumper falls, it's great. But he's this guy who's got this great good agility, but he's not like the fastest or quickest accelerator, and he's a little bit of a below the rim player. But defensively, oh man, everybody's seen what he did against Giannis. So I think he's one of the more exciting guys, in my opinion, to watch in the NBA. And I still think there's a lot of room to grow. And what this means is that this team, this organization, has faith that Deni Avdija long-term should stay in their plans. And I'm super excited when I hear that, okay? Let me just bring my chair up a little closer. Because when I think of the idea of Deni, I like to think that, hey, this is a guy that they want to keep it within the organization that they think long-term fits into their plans. And I love the idea of that, because to me, I think he fits perfect next to Deni Avdija fits perfect next to Kyle Kuzma, Corey Kispert, Jordan Poole. Like, right there, that whole fit works really well, and I enjoy that. And I think it's something that they should continue to obviously take advantage and explore. And I want to hear your guys' opinions. What do you guys think of Deni signing this deal? And if we go to look at Deni's stats over the last couple of years, I think Deni Avdija is a guy that, yes, statistically, his stats have been very much the same. He's 6 points, 8.4, 9. Marginal improvement, 4.9, 5.2, 6.4 rebounds, 1.2, 2.8 assists. Just slowly rebuilding. Rome wasn't built in one day. And he was a guy who was still, at his position, he was one of the better rebounding forwards. And he's almost 220 pounds. And another thing that I want to point out is, he was a guy that post All-Star break, he was grabbing more rebounds. He was averaging 3.5 assists, almost 6.5 rebounds. and he was taking more field goals. And for Deni, the one thing that hasn't come around that obviously we've all wanted to see it come is that shooting. And Deni Avdija's best scoring month, I think, was him averaging like 12 or 14 points a game so far. And it's nothing insane. I think at this point, like, best case scenario, what we see Deni being is like a 15 points per game guy, maybe 6 to 7 rebounds, and maybe for like 4 assists a game, while being a solid, one of the team's best defenders or second best defender. And that's kind of what you want. Like, those are championship players. That, like, Deni Avdija is a championship player. Regardless if Deni Avdija is in our plans as a Wizards fan, regardless if Deni's in our plans for the future, we're going to be able to get a first round pick or assets in return, because a team like the Phoenix Suns, a team like the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat, the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers, the Clippers, those are all teams that I could imagine that if Deni Avdija became available, they'd be willing to give up assets to get him. One team might offer more than the others because they think, I do believe that depending on the schemes, the system that each team runs, he's going to be a guy that probably benefits from a team that runs a lot of horn sets and a motion offense that consists of a lot of ball movement around the top of the key, with a lot of, ball screens and cuts being used if you're off ball, and setting up off ball players to create secondary motions through backdoor cuts with, hammerhead screens and other things. But maybe if he can develop a good 3-point shot off of, curl screen shot, where you curl off a screen and you at the wings, but that's here and over there. Doug McDermott does that a lot. And I think when you think about the potential of Deni, just has a lot of versatility, and he's a player that I think he's just going to do a good job of seamlessly fitting with the organization's trajectory, regardless of what it is. Because I think what we see right here is, I don't know, a different type of... the way I want to explain it is, we see a few different ways the plan could go. It could either go that this is for Deni to be a part of the culture and to continue it, or for him to be used as a trade chip down the line. But whichever it is, I think it'll be fine.